So the Supreme Court handed down their decision on Donald Trump v. the United States on whether or not a president has absolute immunity. And apparently he does, for the most part. It depends. In a 6-3 decision, 6 conservative justices over 3 liberal judges, they decided that the president has absolute immunity when it comes to certain issues. Now, what those issues are when it comes to Donald Trump, they pushed that back down to the lower court for Special Prosecutor Jack Smith to narrow in and say, okay, what crimes did he commit? But they threw a curveball, and what they said was, if a president talked to a Secretary of State or Secretary of Defense or whomever about something that needs to be done, and let's say this person is trying to figure out why he's losing the election, that's okay to do, and then he can contact a state and say, hey, you know, ABC, that's immune because it's considered an official act. Never mind the intent. They threw out the intent of why he's doing what he's doing and just said whatever he's doing is an official act. Again, never mind the intent. Let's go back to the 1970s. If Richard Nixon felt that he had this kind of immunity, he would not have resigned from office. He only resigned because the Congress said, hey, we are going to impeach you and remove you, and the Justice Department is going to try you. So he resigned, and his vice president, when he became president, he pardoned Nixon, who had to admit guilt in order to receive that pardon. But Nixon did an interview and said this.
Well, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal.
By definition.
Exactly.
And now we know he may have been right, according to this decision. In the opinion by the majority, they pretty much said we need a president who's going to be bold and strong and fearless and make decisions without having to worry about whether or not that president can be tried when they leave office. Every president since Washington has had to deal with that, and they've made solid, bold decisions. They've even established the White House Counsel for the president to confer with a counsel, not to protect the president, but to protect the office, to make sure that the office doesn't do anything outside of the scope of his authority. Because of this opinion, Justice Sonia Sotomayor has this to say about how the president functions moving forward. This new official acts immunity now lies like a loaded weapon for any president that wishes to place his own interests, his own political survival, or his own financial gain above the interests of the nation. The president of the United States is the most powerful person in the country and possibly the world. When he uses his official powers in any way under the majority's reasoning, he now will be insulated from criminal prosecution. Orders the Navy SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival, immune. Organizes a military coup to hold on to power, immune. Takes a bribe in exchange for a pardon, immune. Let the president violate the law. Let him exploit the trappings of his office for personal gain. Let him use his official power for evil ends. Because if he knew that he one day may face liability for breaking the law, he might not be as bold and fearless as we would like him to be. That is the majority's message today. Even if these nightmare scenarios never play out, and I pray they never do, the damage has been done. The relationship between the president and the people he serves has shifted irrevocably. In every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. And I don't fault the Supreme Court justices, nor do I fault Donald Trump. I fault the American people. I put the blame on the American people, everybody that said that their vote didn't count, so they're not going to vote. Everybody that said it doesn't matter who is in the White House, my pockets are not going to be affected. That said, I'm not going to participate in the census every 10 years because none of that money comes to my district. That says I'm not going to be a part every 4 years or every 2 years. That said, the state councils and the state senators and the state congressmen don't matter. That said, the mayors and the county commissioners don't matter. That says I'm not going to vote for my sheriff, or I'm not going to vote for my judge or my justice in my state. I fault everybody who said that the political process does not matter to them because it doesn't affect them personally. Well, guess what? The people that said it did matter. The people that went out and voted every 2 years and then voted for every 4 years. The people that went out and voted for their mayors and their dog catchers and their county commissioners. Those are the people that said we're going to stand back and stand by, and we're going to get the people in the positions that we want. So when the time comes, like they did in 2014, 15, and 16, to where Donald Trump and Barack Obama and Mitch McConnell, they were able to steal seats from Barack Obama and give them to Donald Trump, to where he got 3 justices on the Supreme Court and got rid of Roe v. Wade and gave the president the power to be a king. Those people said it cared and that it mattered. And they came out and they voted. And we got people out there today that still says, I don't care, I'm not going to vote. Wait until this trickled down to you. This is the only thing that the Republicans know is effective. They don't care about trickle down economics because they know it doesn't work. They just want to give tax breaks to the rich. But trickle down justice is coming. What do you think?